So the news of an otherworldly invasion is already spreading. As Zhou pondered this, someone tapped his shoulder. Song Xiaolan, you're in this class too, of course. My advisor is Dean Wu Mang. Looks like we're classmates then. Song Xiaolan extended her hand with a playful smile. Fellow student Zhou Yi. Please take care of me from now on. Please take care of me as well. Song Xiaolan laughed. You're so strong. I doubt I'll be the one helping you. But if you ever need anything, just ask. At that moment, the magical beast's instructor walked in. It was none other than Su Mayer. Before we officially begin, I have a few important announcements for everyone. The rumors are true. Many otherworldly creatures have indeed appeared within the Zhongsha nation. Although these creatures aren't very powerful, the state is treating their appearance with utmost importance. Facing this potential threat, the nation's military has already entered a level 3 state of readiness. In response, major academies are doubling their resource investment. Therefore, Suhong University will increase monthly resource allocation by 70%, based on rank. Additionally, completing school missions will now yield far greater credit rewards. Finally, the Abyss mode for the school's 3 major dungeons will be unlocked. But you'll need credits to purchase Abyss keystones. Hearing this, the students erupted into excited discussion. The nation is investing massive resources. They're determined to cultivate the strong at any cost. Abyss mode is finally open. This means we can get even more resources. Even the mission rewards are boosted. The school is really making big moves. Everyone, please calm yourselves. Standing at the podium, Su Mayer snapped her fingers, releasing a wave of energy that instantly silenced the students. No matter how the resources change, as students, your only focus should be on getting stronger. It seems I'm not the only one who's been improving. Teacher Su is much stronger than when I first met her. Zhou Yi thought. All right, everyone. Let's begin today's lesson. Turn to page. A few hours later, class was over. I'm already level 19. With the extreme ice lotus secured, I don't need to risk the stormy mountain range again. The Goblin Dungeon's Abyss mode is the perfect place for me to gain experience and level up. Lost in thought, Zhou Yi noticed Jiangchu Ran standing nearby. Xiao Ran. What are you doing here? I heard the dungeon clear rewards have increased. So I wanted to ask you to go with me. What a coincidence. I had the same idea. After teleporting to the dungeon lobby, Jiangchu Ran asked, Brother Zhou Yi, which difficulty are you going to challenge Abyss mode? What about you? Jiangchu Ran quickly waved her hands. Abyss is way too hard. There's a huge gap between us. My strength is probably only enough for hard difficulty. Zhou Yi gently squeezed her hand. It's all right. After I clear Abyss mode, we'll team up and challenge it again. Okay. It's a promise. Then I'll go try. Hard mode first. Good luck, Jiangchu Ran replied shyly before turning to leave. At that moment, someone's arrival sent a ripple through the entire hall. Ji Mingxuan, what's he doing here? It's been a while since a master also came to challenge a dungeon. You don't know, breaking the Abyss mode record gives a talent achievement award. Seriously, you can't get those without a special opportunity. No wonder Ji Mingxuan is here. Ji Mingxuan. A level 23 mage. Rank 86 on the Earthboard. How boring. I need to hurry up and challenge the Abyss dungeon myself. Dismissing Ji Mingxuan's stats, Zhou Yi selected the Goblin Dungeon on Abyss difficulty and entered, sending the hall into an uproar. Zhou Yi, isn't that the #1 freshman Ha-A level 19, Holy Knight daring to challenge Abyss difficulty? He truly doesn't know his own limits. There goes 400 of his credits. Right down the drain. Hearing this, Ji Mingxuan scoffed inwardly. It seems the resource adjustments have made some people overconfident. You have selected Abyss difficulty. 400 credits have been deducted for the Abyss Keystone. You have been teleported to the Goblin Undercity. Warning, monsters in Abyss dungeons are significantly more aggressive. If the challenge proves too difficult, crush the Abyss Keystone to exit immediately. Why is this place so devastated? Is this what happens when goblins take over and destroy everything? As Zhou Yi was thinking, a goblin ambushed him from behind. But with a single, casual wave of his hand, he sent it to the afterlife. A few seconds later, an entire goblin legion surrounded him, charging all at once. Goblin Warrior. Level 22. Silver quality. Skills ambush. Slash. Quite a lot of them this time. But the stronger the enemy, the better the challenge. As he finished his thought, Zhou Yi swung his mace, wiping out the entire group in one blow. Instantly, another horde appeared, forcing him to think. It seems the gimmick here is endless waves of goblin suicide attacks. This will lead to massive mana consumption. I need to conserve my power for the boss. With that in mind, Zhou Yi decided to use Radiant Aura Slash. He swung his weapon at blinding speeds, unleashing a flurry of light speed slashes that annihilated the enemy horde. System. You've slain the goblin horde. Gained 11,236 experience points. Level 19. 22,743 out of 54,000. Just as I thought. The higher the level, the harder the grind. Even after killing so many, I might barely reach level 20. I hope the boss's experience points will trigger a breakthrough. Zhou Yi pushed deeper, soon finding his target. Goblin King. Level 24. Epic quality. Skills unknown. Warning, the Goblin King leads a clan that has seized human cities. A mere human whelp. It roared. Welcome to the land of the dead. I was preparing for you. Yet you dared to slaughter my entire clan. Die. Human. With a roar. The Goblin King swung its axe down. Zhou leaped high to evade the strike. This goblin is surprisingly strong, despite its massive size. Its speed is completely unaffected, thinking fast. Zhou gathered his power for a counterattack. But the boss was in a super armor state, resisting all physical blows. Its shield could even reflect partial damage. The attack felt like a mosquito biting steel. Realizing physical attacks were futile, Zhou switched to magic. He summoned arcane chains, successfully binding the boss. It couldn't move. He then unleashed a single palm strike, instantly ending the boss's life. Congratulations, you have cleared the Abyss level dungeon. Clear time 10 minutes. 56 seconds. You have set a new speed record for this dungeon. You have defeated the boss, received 30 free attribute points, 30 skill points, and 24,119 experience points. This was an Abyss level dungeon boss. Yet it fell in a single blow. I even reserved a huge amount of mana, preparing to use my strongest skills against it. Just then, another notification appeared. By setting a new clear record, you have unlocked a talent high-speed casting A rank. Your magic casting speed will be significantly increased. Low-level spells can even be cast instantly. So, this is the reward for breaking an Abyss-level dungeon record. A brand new talent. With an A-rank casting speed talent. My power has just leaped to another level. It's time to head back. The only regret is that I'm still just shy of level 20. Since I have plenty of course credits now. I'll bring Xiaoran to challenge this Abyss dungeon again later. Meanwhile, outside the dungeon hall, many who chose the Abyss difficulty had already given up. They couldn't handle the pressure inside. Now, they and others gathered, staring at the leaderboards and murmuring. No one has successfully cleared it yet. This Abyss dungeon is just too difficult. The moment I stepped inside, I was swarmed by hundreds of silver rank goblins. If I hadn't escaped quickly, I would have been trapped in there for good. No wonder it's Abyss difficulty. The intensity is insane. Looks like we can only count on top experts like Ziming Xuan. Jiang Churan stood in the crowd, thinking to herself, I'm glad I only chose medium difficulty to pass so smoothly. I just hope Brother Zhou can clear his stage. I heard the Abyss level was also open for this year's freshman competition. How many have actually succeeded? That's right. I think there's a guy named Zhou, a level 19 Holy Knight, top of the freshman class. He even set a new record. As the two were talking, someone shouted, the dungeon record's been broken again, in disbelief. The first young man pointed at the board. Is that Zhou at the very top? Number 1, Zhou. Difficulty Abyss. Clear progress 100%. Time 10 minutes. 56 seconds. This record has been confirmed as the fastest clear for the Goblin Dungeon on Abyss difficulty. The crowd erupted into chaos. Someone finally cleared the Abyss difficulty. Zhou. Why have I never heard that name? Could it be the third-year senior Zhou? No. He's the top freshman. But even if he's strong, he can't possibly defeat a level 24 epic Goblin King. I'm also a freshman in this competition. Only a few days have passed. How did Zhou get so strong so fast? Just wait a bit. Brother Xuan probably entered the dungeon later than Zhou. That's why he's a little behind. A young man laughed confidently, thinking, when Brother Xuan emerges with a new record, Zhou's rank will surely drop. But at that moment, a battered Ji Mingxuan stumbled out of the dungeon, causing his follower to rush over and support him. This Abyss dungeon is too damn hard. He cursed. I lost so much golden equipment, and still failed. Ji Mingxuan swore under his breath. Then noticed the crowd wasn't paying him any attention. They were all buzzing around the leaderboard. Though confused, he didn't dwell on it for long. He pulled out a potion to heal. Only when his subordinate told him about Zhou clearing the Abyss dungeon with an insane time did he choke in shock. Look, Zhou is out impossible. He's just a level 19 freshman. How could he possibly clear an Abyss dungeon? How can I be inferior to him? I have to get to the bottom of this. He's only coming out now. He probably cheated. Ji Mingxuan angrily threw down his potion bottle. He put on a fake smile to approach Zhou. But before he could finish his sentence, Zhou completely ignored him and walked straight to Jiang Churan. Congratulations on clearing the dungeon. I barely managed to pass the hard difficulty. I feel like I'm being left further and further behind you. Zhou reached out and patted her head comfortingly. Don't worry. The Goblin King is easy to handle. I'll teach you all the tricks to beat this stage. Besides, I have plenty of credits now. I'll take you a few more times until you've mastered the key points. Then you can challenge the Abyss difficulty too. While the two lovebirds were having their moment, the crowd continued to praise Zhou. Meanwhile, Ji Mingxuan sat slumped in a corner, forced to accept that under Zhou's spotlight, his own star had faded. True to his word, Zhou took Jiang Churan to conquer the Abyss dungeon together. As they fought, he buffed her power and pointed out the goblins' weak spots, allowing her to defeat them easily. Everything went smoothly until they reached the boss. An Abyss-level boss is no joke. Brother Zhou, how did you beat it? It looks tough, but its magic resistance is actually very weak. You can easily defeat it with powerful magic skills. Hearing this, Jiang Churan stepped forward to fight the boss. Since its magic resistance was low, she decided to test her own magical power first. Using her succubus bloodline's demon blade skill, she unleashed a massive wave of slashes. The demonic power within the attack was meant to explode on impact, dealing extra dark attribute damage. But instead of killing the boss, the attack buffed its magic, making it even stronger. The boss stomped its foot, creating a shockwave. The ground trembled, sending out ripples that pushed enemies back and could cause a stun. Zhou unleashed his power to block the attack, calling out worriedly. Xiao Ran. Are you okay? I'm fine? Brother Zhou. It's my fault. I didn't control my magic properly. Letting the boss absorb it and get stronger. Don't blame yourself. First, let me test some countermeasures to see if they're effective. With that, Zhou used Light's Judgment on the boss, but the attack was blocked by its shield. Indeed, the skill wasn't as effective as before. Its magic resistance seems to have increased significantly. He thought for a moment, then said, "This is a bit tricky. Let me try again. If I can't defeat it, you must crush the Abyss Crystal. Remember, this is just a challenge instance. Don't get yourself hurt." Zhou then created magic chains, attempting to restrain the boss, but the creature shattered the magical bindings in an instant. Witnessing this, Jiang Churan's self-blame grew. It's all my fault. I made everything so complicated. What should I do? What can I do? This overwhelming negativity caused the demoness within her to awaken. That's right. A voice echoed in her mind. It's because you are too weak. If only you could fully master the demonic power in your succubus bloodline. She couldn't just watch Brother Zhou struggle. To help him, she had to get stronger. It was time. Unleash your true power. Awakened Jiang Churan whispered, as if in a trance. Her eyes slowly turned a deathly shade of red. Ahead, his own efforts failing, Zhou prepared to activate his divine angel form, but to protect Jiang Churan, a torrent of dark power suddenly erupted from behind him. It severed the boss's weapon arm in a flash. Xiao Ran Zhou stared, stunned, at the woman behind him. Brother Zhou, let me destroy this monster. Jiang Churan said with the seductive smile of a demoness. Why can't I absorb this magic? It's invading my own power, the boss screamed in confusion. Don't rush. This is just the appetizer. At her words, Jiang Churan waved her hand, feeding the boss even more dark energy. I want it. Give me more power. Your greed is truly disgusting to watch. Jiang Churan gazed at the boss with contempt, then ended it with a single, decisive strike. A notification appeared. Congratulations to student Jiang Churan for defeating the Goblin King, earning 15 free attribute points and 15 skill points, and 23,200 experience. Finally, that wretched monster is gone. Jiang Churan retracted her power, then moved to seductively touch Zhou, leaving him completely stunned. It took him a moment to notice something was off. His eyes turned cold as he asked, Are you really Xiao Ran? The demoness version of Jiang Churan froze. She slowly reverted to her usual self, explaining shyly. Brother Zhou, just now, everything that happened was because of the demonic power in my succubus bloodline acting up. Zhou lifted her chin, studying her for a moment before letting out a sigh of relief. Thank goodness. I thought a demon had possessed you. How could that happen? Oh. Right, Xiao Ran. Let's team up and challenge it a few more times. I believe once you get used to that demonic power, you can clear Abyss-level dungeons solo. Besides, the Goblin King and I are old friends. I'm sure he'll understand. Right. After all, students will be students. A boss just needs to be beaten. But for students to get more rewards, there's a lot to consider. A wicked grin spread across Zhou face as he spoke. Enough to make the Goblin King tremble in the afterlife. Outside, people were still reeling from Zhou record-breaking clear time when a new record appeared on the board. This clear was a full minute faster than the last one. And the person who did it was none other than Zhou. The crowd erupted in disbelief. No way, it's Zhou again. Can't he let anyone else clear the dungeon in peace? He actually cleared it again. Even faster this time. That's terrifying. Suddenly, another new record flashed on the board, shattering Zhou's. In first place, Jiang Churan. Difficulty Abyss level. Clearance progress 100%. Time 9 minutes. 23 seconds. This was confirmed as the new fastest clear record for the Abyss-level Goblin dungeon. Isn't she a freshman who can only challenge hard mode? Now she can solo clear an Abyss-level dungeon well. Jiang Churan is the second-ranked freshman. With Zhou's guidance, it's possible she surpassed her limits. At that moment, Ji Mingxuan's underling clutched his head in despair. Brother Xuan, I finally understand how you feel. The helplessness you feel when you realize the gap between yourself and a genius. It's overwhelming. And so, Zhou and Jiang Churan continued to run solo challenges. They cleared the Abyss dungeon one more time each, then teamed up for one final run before returning to the main hall. Brother Zhou, I heard the Elemental Academy is having a fireworks display for the new students tonight. Let's go see it together. Zhou smiled. Great idea. We can use this chance to relax a bit. And so, the two headed for the Elemental Academy. Looking at the scenery, Zhou was impressed. As expected of the Elemental Academy, even the streetlights are powered by magic. I can't believe we spent the whole day clearing dungeons until nightfall. We got a huge haul from the Abyss dungeon this time. Thanks to your help. Your own effort was key. I just provided a little support. Zhou replied with a smile. Just then, he saw a giant statue and couldn't help but stop and ask, Who is this statue of? That's Mage Wei Yang, known as the Guardian Archmage. He once single-handedly stopped several massive invasions from the Otherworld army. Because of that, His heroic deeds became legendary. Unfortunately, during the great final battle, he was ambushed by a lord-level demon and made the ultimate sacrifice. His soul was so completely annihilated that he couldn't be revived. He was truly a great hero. My knowledge of history is still lacking. Could you briefly tell me about the Dark Era? Of course I can. Jiang Chu-ran began to explain. To talk about that part of history, we have to start with the Golden Age, from 80 years ago. Starting in the year 254. Many gifted individuals began to rise. That year became known as the Golden Age. Legends like the Gale Sword Saint, Shang Pinghai, and the Blazing Flame Blade Saint, Li Xiaoyang, are still fighting on the front lines today. But just as everyone was filled with hope, ready to counterattack the Otherworld, the Dark Era suddenly descended. It brought the most ferocious invasion of otherworldly creatures. The heroes of the Golden Age sacrificed their precious lives one by one, after 30 long years of struggle, and the heroic sacrifice of hundreds of millions of individuals. We finally achieved the peace we have today. Now, the otherworldly creatures are invading again. I fear. I hope this is just my imagination. Don't worry too much. Zhou Yi patted her head reassuringly. This large-scale invasion of otherworldly creatures only came through a spatial rift. Their strength isn't that great. Besides, we are much stronger than before. Even if the darkness falls again, this time, the otherworldly creatures will be the unlucky ones. Jiang Chu-ran couldn't help but laugh at his words. You're right. We've rested and built our strength for so long. We're ready to face the otherworld again. Just then, fireworks shot into the sky, illuminating the night. Jiang Chu-ran excitedly grabbed Zhou Yi's hand. Let's hurry to the viewing spot up ahead. The view will be even better there. Zhou Yi replied, letting her pull him along. The next day, Zhou Yi took a train back home to visit his sister. Sister Qing. Why isn't my brother back yet? Don't worry. He just called and said he'll be home very soon. Just as A Qing finished speaking, Zhou Yi walked through the door. You're back. Xiao Yun ran and hugged him tightly. Zhou Yi caught his sister. A bright smile on his face. I was worried about your condition the whole way. But seeing you in such high spirits puts my mind at ease. Xiao Yi. You're back. Zhou Yi smiled at Qing. Sister Qing. It's been a while. Xiao Yi. How long do you plan on staying this time? Probably about 3 or 4 days. I took leave from the academy, mainly to complete Xiao Yun's final treatment. That's short, Xiao Yun said sadly, but she quickly perked up and asked excitedly. Brother. Did you prepare a gift for your adorable little sister? Of course. I brought this abyss-level dungeon reward especially for you. As he spoke, Zhou Yi took a horn from his inventory. Just blow this horn, and a golden rank spectral bear guardian will appear to protect you. Xiao Yun clapped her hands with excitement. As expected of my brother. That sounds so powerful. Zhou Yi patted her head. I believe that once you're cured, you can become just as strong as me. A few minutes later, Secretary Zhao arrived at Zhou Yi's mansion with Kui Liana. Secretary Zhao. Miss Kui. You're here. Mr. Zhou. I contacted Miss Kui yesterday, and she traveled here overnight from the next city. Sui Liana smiled. Secretary Zhao. You should know that an invitation from the current Zhou Yi is not something I can afford to ignore. Zhou Yi replied humbly. Miss Kui. You praise me too much. I should be the one thanking you for coming all this way to help me. I almost forgot to congratulate you. Not only did you obtain the Extreme Cold Ice Lotus, but you also refined it into the even more effective Extreme Cold Pill. Extreme Cold Pill. Secretary Zhao couldn't hide his surprise. An S-rank elixir is a priceless treasure on the market. Zhou Yi scratched his head and laughed. It was only possible thanks to the help of the Tri-Alchemist Master my teacher recommended. We should proceed with my sister's final treatment ceremony. Yes. Yes. The main task is more important. A moment later, Xiao Yun tugged on Zhou Yi's sleeve, asking nervously. Brother. Will it really be okay, Xiao Yun? You don't need to be so tense. Don't worry. In a moment, you'll just drink this elixir, and you'll be able to awaken your ice blood lineage. The power of the frost will no longer trouble you. With that, Zhou Yi handed the extreme cold pill to Xiao Yun. She took the elixir and stood in the magic circle with a determined look. Brother. I'm ready. Hearing this, Zhou Yi cast several skills like Dawn's Blessing, Grace of Protection, and Grace of Courage to buff his sister, to ensure the best conditions for Kui Liana to treat Xiao Yun. She knew her holy light's purity was still inferior to Zhou Yi's. As she hesitated, Zhou Yi urged her on. Miss Kui. Please begin activating the formation. It's nothing. Sui Liana unleashed her power, igniting the formation and telling Xiao Yun to use the extreme frost pill. Instantly, an immense wave of icy energy erupted, forcing everyone back. Xiao Yi. Her frost energy is exploding. Will she be all right? A King asked worriedly. It's fine. I will handle it. Zhou Yi confidently used his holy flame light wheel to neutralize the icy blast. Thanks to the pill, this should be the last of Xiao Yun's energy outbursts. Sui Liana observed Xiao Yun's condition and said with relief. The most difficult part is over. Now, we just need to wait. All that was left was for Xiao Yun to complete her bloodline awakening. After a while, the treatment was finally finished. Zhou Yi rushed to her side, asking anxiously. How do you feel now, I think? My illness is completely gone, Xiao Yun replied playfully. Xiao Yun. Quickly check your personal stats, see if they've changed. Xiao Yun tested her new power and replied. My ice bloodline seems to have granted me a tally for ice elemental control. The ice element and I are now one. I can command it at will. Can a bloodline awakening really grant a new talent? A normal bloodline awakening can't grant a talent. But you are my sister. And you've awakened the rare ice bloodline. Zhou Yi replied proudly. Thinking. Asterisk. Both of us have benefited so much from this bloodline. Were our ancestors truly powerful ice bloodline professionals? Asterisk. Asterisk. But even if that's true, our family has clearly fallen into decline. Asterisk. Xiao Yun's bloodline has successfully awakened. But just to be safe, could you please perform a full examination on her one more time? No problem. Qiuliana replied cheerfully. Just then, Secretary Zhao spoke. Mr. Zhou, Miss Zhou Yun has fully recovered and awakened her ice bloodline. The mayor considers this extremely important and has arranged for a batch of cultivation resources to be sent over for you both. Zhou Yi shook Secretary Zhao's hand gratefully. Thank you. I'll be returning to school soon. So I'll be counting on you to help look after Xiao Yun. You're too kind. It is my honor. Watching Xiao Yun laughing happily with A Qing, Zhou Yi suddenly asked, have you thought about what class you want to pursue in the future? A mage. Of course, Zhou Yi nodded. That class suits you. When you reach level 10, I'll help you find a hidden class change book for mages. That's great. I can feel the dark power within my body awakening as well. I believe the day we unleash our power is not far off. Dark power. Xiao Yun's sinister gaze and words stunned everyone. Qiuliana immediately rushed over to examine her. Asterisk. Did I miss something in my examination? How could there be dark power times? Zhou Yi suddenly remembered when he and Xiao Yun were children. Before they awakened their powers, they would cosplay as heroes saving the world. Brother. Don't be seduced by the power of darkness. We must seal it to protect world peace, a 3-year-old Xiao Yun had said. Back to the present. Seeing his sister about to recite her childhood lines, Zhou Yi dragged her away. I think I should show you what true ice power is. Sister A King. Help my brother is about to eliminate his own kin for the sake of justice. Seeing Miss Zhou Yun's performance, I believe she'll become an outstanding mage. Actually, she isn't normally like this. While Secretary Zhao and A Qing tried to downplay Xiao Yun's childish behavior, Qiuliana had a serious expression. Thinking. Asterisk. Dark power times. The awakening had just ended when Zhou Yi suggested a martial arts exchange. Brother. I will summon the spirits and freeze all obstructive powers. With that, Zhou Yun launched ice elementals at Zhou Yi. But they were all blocked by his holy light shield. It seems your body has fully recovered. Next, I can arrange your training regimen. Xiao Yun tried to get out of it. Oh. Brother. I think the frost energy in my body is acting up again. I don't think I can train with you anymore. And so, under Zhou Yi's strictness, a reluctant Zhou Yun had to participate in the training. After the high-intensity session, she collapsed on the ground. Out of breath. Brother. It turns out training is this tiring. The great mission of saving the world is now up to you alone to complete. I'm really at my wit's end with you. Zhou Yi sighed helplessly and summoned Xiao Hui. Xiao Hui is a demonic pet I just made a contract with. Let it train with you for the next few days. But don't let it get to the point where you can't even beat Xiao Hui. That would be pathetic. No problem. Now that I have Xiao Hui with me, I will definitely train hard. Zhou Yun said, while happily petting Xiao Hui. Xiao Hui. Follow me. Let's quickly form a dark contract and become partners. Zhou Yi saw Xiao Hui's reluctant expression and chuckled. Xiao Hui. I will remember the sacrifice you've made. A few days later, Zhou Yi was carrying Xiao Hui and preparing to return to school when Su Miney came to his house. Surprising him. Miss Su. Why are you here? The National Freshman Exchange Tournament is about to start. The team battle requires a group of 5. I came to find you to confirm the list of members for our school's team. You're the top-ranked freshman. So the important responsibility of being the captain naturally falls on you. Furthermore, building the team is up to you to complete. No problem. Zhou Yi replied cheerfully. These are the files for the top 10 students in the freshman ranking. Besides you need to choose 4 people to be your teammates. Without thinking, Zhou Yi answered. Miss Su. I plan to choose the 4 highest-ranked freshmen as my teammates. Su Miney immediately reprimanded him. You're being too careless. In team battles, it's normal for the match to be dragged out. This is a test of the team's sustained combat ability. Therefore, a priest who can maintain the team's condition is a crucial factor. Even though you're a holy knight and can provide many buffs, your healing ability is still not enough compared to a priest. For a 5-person team, you should choose a priest, Zhou Yi replied confidently. There's no need. As long as we can quickly defeat our opponents, we won't need to worry about recovery. Miss Su. For the individual event, I am confident I can win the championship. Furthermore, in the team battle, when I activate my angel bloodline, I can even face an entire opposing team by myself. In the freshman competition, Zhou Yi's strength far surpassed the other freshmen. With him, they really didn't need a priest. They could directly crush opponents from other schools. Thinking of this, Su Miney compromised. If you're so sure, then I'll report this roster to Dean Wu. Right. Has your sister's bloodline awakening been resolved? It's been taken care of. I have to thank you for telling me about the Extreme Frost Ice Lotus. That's good. Su Miney replied with a smile. At this moment, Zhou Yi suddenly remembered something and asked, "Do you know where I can find a hidden class change book?" "A hidden class change book? Are you preparing this for your sister?" Zhou Yi answered honestly. "After learning that creatures from another world are coming through medium-sized rifts, I've felt a sense of pressure. Therefore, I must find a way for Xiao Yun to quickly gain the power to protect herself." "You are very thorough. The school website has hidden class change books. But buying one isn't that easy," Su Mani said cryptically before leaving. Zhou Yi was puzzled by her words. But when he opened the school website to check, he understood. To buy a hidden class change book, a student needed to be at least level 25. You must also have a grade above A rank and complete an A rank school mission. You must also rank in the top 10 of the Earth ranking or the top 100 of the Heaven ranking. So that's how it is. Getting a hidden class change book is truly difficult. Even the cheapest one costs 20,000 school credits. It seems there's no way to get one for Xiao Yun in the short term. But I'll try to achieve this goal within half a year. Just then, Zhou Yi received a new system quest. He saw it was about the National University and College Freshman Exchange Tournament. It's about to begin. Mission achievements will now be announced. The system will calculate the host's total performance in the National Freshman Exchange Tournament to grant the corresponding rewards. Reading this, Zhou Yi couldn't help but grin. The last 2 mission rewards had given him an unbelievable surge in power. It seems I'll have to go all out this time to claim the best possible rewards. Elsewhere, the academy deans gathered to discuss the upcoming tournament. The team chosen to represent them in the group battle was Zhou Yi's squad. The roster had already been submitted. I'll give everyone a brief overview. The captain is the paladin, Zhou Yi, followed by spirit swordsman Jiang Qiran, Taoist Song Xiaolan, mage Tang Lingxi, and warrior Wei Taisun. Hearing Dean Wu Kekin voiced his concern. "Why is there no priest on this team?" Songqi agreed. "Exactly. Isn't a composition like that incredibly dangerous? Without a priest's support, the team's margin for error would be razor thin." While the other deans worried, Zhu Huayang thought differently. However, see no problem with this. I believe, with Zhou Yi's ability, a priest would simply be redundant, he thought to himself. After Zhou Yi's bloodline fusion, no one here understands his true power better than I do. Even without teammates, Zhou Yi could probably win the team battle all by himself. He not only provides buffs, but his defense is exceptional. And his offensive skills are even more formidable. It's as if he fills 3 roles by himself: swordsman, tank, and support. The usually silent dean of tactics, Zhang Ling, finally spoke. "I have no objections. Zhou Yi's abilities grant a sufficient advantage, and he brings his own effective strategies." Songqi pondered for a moment, then decided, "In that case, I approve as well. I hope Zhou Yi can unleash a power that will shock everyone." "All right. It's settled then," Wu Ma declared. "The team issue is resolved. Now, for their training, Dean Wu will have to trouble you with their training from now on. After all, while these freshmen are incredibly strong, their teamwork still needs refinement." "Not a problem. I'll have Su Mani tell them to gather at the War Academy in 3 days. Back with our main character." Zhou Yi was grinding his daily quests when he received a message from his master, Wang Hui, about their private lessons. "This will be my first lesson since becoming his student. There's a high chance he'll teach me a new skill. Still, I should choose the skill point reward for today. Please select today's reward. Option 1. Gain 15 attribute points. Option 2. Gain 15 skill points. Option 3. A random skill book. Option 4. A random chest." Zhou Yi selected the skill points. Instantly, he felt a change surge through his body. "As long as I complete daily quests, I can earn points. With a system like this, leaving everyone else in the dust is almost too easy." The next day, Wang Hai led Zhou Yi to a training ground. Seeing the pack of level 23 demon forest wolves ahead, Zhou Yi asked, "Master, should I drive them away? This is the private leveling area of the Sky Feather Guild, which I founded. No need to worry." And just as he said, less than a second later, a massive dragon appeared, letting out a roar that sent the wolves scattering in terror. Noticing Zhou Yi's shock, Wang Hui explained, "That's a level 62 epic grade giant dragon. It's your senior brother's demon dragon. It's in charge of keeping the beasts in this forest in check. If even his dragon is this powerful, I can't imagine how strong my senior brother must be." Wang Hai smiled proudly. "Your senior brother has already reached my level, level 64, and his actual combat prowess surpasses even my own. That's why I could confidently entrust the Sky Feather Guild to him." Zhou Yi was filled with admiration. Level 64 at just 30 years old. His senior brother's talent is simply heaven-defying. In all my years, I've met countless professionals, but your talent is the greatest I have ever seen. Keep working hard. I believe your future achievements could surpass even your senior brothers. Now then, Xiao Yi, watch closely. I will now demonstrate a special skill for you." Wang Hui then combined his holy light and shield infusion skills, creating 2 colossal shields. The shields slowly converged, and when they touched, boom, a world-shaking explosion erupted, leveling a huge area of land. Zhou Yi was stunned by the power of a 3rd advancement professional. Afterwards, Wang handed Zhou Yi a book. Xiao Yi, this is the first skill I will teach you. Link your consciousness to the surface of the skill book and use your skill points to learn it. Understood. Zhou Yi replied, closing his eyes to follow his master's guidance. And successfully learned the new skill. Holy Light Shield Infusion. A+ rank. Level 1. Forms 2 shield walls in a set range in front of you. The 2 shield walls will slowly converge. Upon impact, they trigger a massive explosion, dealing huge light attribute magic damage to enemies. Allies can pass through the shields, but enemies cannot. Note, this is a Paladin Legacy skill. After reading the description, Zhou Yi couldn't hide his curiosity. A Paladin Legacy skill master. How do you know a Paladin skill? Holy Light Shield Infusion was a unique skill created by your senior sister. Back when she was a 3rd advancement Paladin. I inherited this skill from her then. And now I am passing it on to you. You've learned it now. Correct. Release it. Let me see. Zhou Yi did as he was taught. Though the power was weak, Wang seemed satisfied. It's only level 1 of Holy Light Shield Infusion. To achieve this much is already excellent. This skill was specially prepared for your team battles. You can use the shield walls to divide the battlefield, thereby restricting the enemy's movements. Now that you've grasped the new skill, it's time for practical combat training. Just as Wang finished speaking, a dragon swooped down behind him. Glaron will command the surrounding beasts to attack you. How much experience you gain from them depends entirely on your own effort. No problem. Master. Hearing his answer, Wang signaled to Glaron. The dragon let out a mighty roar. Every beast caught in the sound wave instantly turned hostile and set its sights on Zhou Yi as its sole target. A beast lurking behind Zhou Yi lunged out to bite his head. But he was ready. A single basic strike was enough to dispatch it. Zhou Yi then unleashed a combination of all his skills, from light element buffs to ice element attacks, fighting off hordes of monsters all night until sunrise. Seeing Zhou Yi exhausted and out of breath, Wang teased him with a smile. Pushing yourself that hard. I didn't expect you to burn through every last drop of your stamina and mana. Aren't you afraid more beasts will appear here? But you're still here, aren't you? Master Zhou Yi laughed in reply. He drank a recovery potion, thinking to himself, this feeling of gaining insane amounts of experience is just too good. Congratulations. You have reached level 22. You have received 20 free attribute points and 20 skill points. Zhou Yi immediately used his new points to raise Holy Light Shield Infusion. From level 1 to level 3. Not bad. I predicted you would kill about 100 beasts. But you defeated nearly 400. That's all thanks to your guidance. Master. On my own. It would have taken 1 or 2 months to level up. Zhou Yi said gratefully. Wang then warned him. You were bold to form a team without a priest for the tournament. As my student, you must stay calm in critical moments. And never let down your guard. Don't worry. Master. With me here. This year's championship trophy is definitely ours. At a rest station in the Gale Forest. An announcement for the National Freshman Tournament blared over the speakers. 218 schools are participating. Which school will claim the champion's throne? Wait. Am I seeing this right? Suhang University doesn't even have a priest. Only a low-ranking school would use such an extreme team comp. Right. Just then, Zhu Rao and Zhu Dan walked by, overheard the girls, and glanced at the roster. Zhou Yi really is the captain, and Jiang Churan is the vice-captain. Skimming through some online comments, Zhu Dan burst out laughing. Someone in the comments is actually saying our school's team composition is flawed because we lack a priest. This one says, a team without a priest is guaranteed to lose. How hilarious. Zhu Hao shemed in. They have no idea just how terrifying Zhou Yi's true strength really is. The two girls glared at Zhou Yao and Zhou Dan, demanding, who are you nearby? Su Qinglian watched the argument begin and told Wen Tian run. Run. Tell the staff I'll be covering their bill today. She thought to herself. With Zhou Yi here, it doesn't matter if the school's team is missing a priest. This year's championship is definitely ours. Back to the main story. After his lesson with Wang Zhou Yi spent all day fighting robots in the training grounds. Since hitting level 22, the robots had become far too easy for him, and their training effectiveness dwindled. Just as Zhou Yi was about to ask Su Meier for advice, she called. She informed him that Dean Wu would begin special training today for students in the friendly match. He was to gather at the War Academy's main hall immediately. Besides the familiar Jiang Churan and Song Halan, 2 other people were there. They were Wei Tiexin, a level 18 warrior, and Tang Lingxi, a level 18 mage. As the students got acquainted, Wu Mang used his appraisal skill to scan Zhou Yi. He was shocked at how fast Zhou Yi had leveled up under Principal Wang Hui's guidance. Hearing this, Jiang Churan turned to Zhou Yi in surprise. You leveled up again, he replied. With the teacher's help, I was lucky to advance a little. All right. Time is short, so I'll be brief. To prepare you for the National Freshman Tournament, I will be your training instructor. From now on, I will lead you in team battles. I'll also provide professional training for individual and survival matches. Today, I'll be testing your teamwork and coordination. First, your team must challenge the Abyss-level Goblin Underground City dungeon. Of course, the school will cover all the credit costs for entering this Abyss-level dungeon. No wonder Mr. Su kept pushing me and Tiexin to reach level 18 so quickly. He was preparing us for this Abyss challenge. Everyone's skills are impressive. As a team, even an Abyss-level dungeon should be easy. Thinking this, Tang Lingxi peeked at Zhou Yi. He could probably clear the Abyss level by himself. With the 4 of them. Failure seemed impossible. Noticing her gaze, Zhou Yi flashed a sunny smile, causing her to blush and hide behind 𝐇𝐮. This left Zhou Yi bewildered. Is my smile really that scary? After the briefing, the 5-person team immediately entered the dungeon. Zhou Yi spoke with a serious tone. This is our first time working together. So I will arrange the battle plan. Any problems? The others responded in unison. None. 𝐷𝐶𝐿. You're on defense and drawing aggro. Jiang Churan and Tang Lingxi will handle magic and physical attacks. Song Halan will provide backup damage from the rear. I will be in charge of supporting everyone. Just as Zhou Yi finished giving orders, goblins swarmed them. 𝐷𝐶𝐿 charged forward first, smashing her fist into the ground to push the monsters back. The force of her punch shocked even her. Her skill's effectiveness had increased by over 40%. Is this the captain's support ability? Tang Lingxi watched in awe as Zhou Yi cast his skills. No way, his casting speed is incredible. He released 3 buff skills in less than a second. Even a specialized mage like me can't match that speed. Shaking off her surprise, Tang Lingxi unleashed her own magic to slow the goblin advance. Jiang Churan seized the opportunity, dashing forward and cutting down the monsters. Xiao ran. 𝐷𝐶𝐿. Watch out for a sneak attack. The moment Zhou Yi shouted, a rain of arrows flew toward them. Thanks to the warning, 𝐷𝐶𝐿 raised her shield wall in time, successfully blocking the goblin ambush. Jiang Churan then noticed something strange. This is completely different from before. How can there be goblin archers here? Monster Goblin Archer. Level 23. Silver grade potential. Skills ambush. Barrage. After reading the monster's info, Zhou Yi smiled. It seems that with more challengers, the goblins have upgraded their attack methods. With that, he used Punishment of Light to annihilate the goblin archers. I'll deal with these annoyances first. The rest are yours. After all, Zhou Yi's purpose here was to improve teamwork. Fighting alone would defeat the purpose. No problem. Jiang Churan and 𝐷𝐶𝐿 replied. Seeing everyone's fighting spirit, Song Halan felt motivated and began attacking the goblins with her talismans. Meanwhile, Wu Mang nodded in approval as he watched the team on the monitor. Compared to the freshman tournament, Zhou Yi's casting speed had more than doubled. Some skills were even instantaneous. Su Mayer guessed. It seems the talent he chose after clearing the Abyss dungeon is related to increasing his casting speed. Zhou Yi's rate of progress was truly astounding. Just after enrolling, he had led Jiang Churan to dominate the Abyss dungeon's leaderboards. Wu Mang chuckled and said, "That's why I wanted to test him further. So I specially added a little extra difficulty for them." Inside the dungeon, their seamless coordination allowed them to overwhelm the massive goblin horde. As monsters closed in on her, Jiang Churan let out a cold snort and activated Shadow Slash, unleashing a flurry of high-speed attacks that easily dispatched them. The others weren't idle either, unleashing their own abilities. Song Halan tore a talisman, casting the 5 Thunders technique. Tang Lingxi used her wind magic, Cyclone, creating a tornado of ice that swept through the monsters. She then yelled, 𝐷𝐶𝐿. Give them the final blow. Got it. Replying with a single word, 𝐷𝐶𝐿 leaped high into the air, using Sky Piercer kick to unleash a volley of attacks. By the time she landed, every monster was on the ground, empowered by the buffs. The feeling of dominating the goblins was exhilarating. That was amazing, feeling refreshed. 𝐷𝐶𝐿 smiled at Tang Lingxi, asking, "So, are all the goblins dealt with?" Tang Lingxi replied, "Yes. Xiaobai tells me there are no more goblins around." Zhou Yi laughed and reminded them, "This was just a warm-up. The boss fight is the main event. So don't let your guard down." 𝐷𝐶𝐿 cracked her knuckles, her face full of confidence. "What's there to be afraid of? Second brother. Your buffs have doubled my strength with your support. Isn't clearing this dungeon a piece of cake?" Song Halan cheerfully added. "That's right. Zhou Yi could probably clear this dungeon by himself anyway." Tang Lingxi nodded in agreement. "Yes. The captain's strength is truly admirable." Hearing this, Zhou Yi felt a headache coming on. "Are you all trying to jinx me?" he thought. Jiang Churan said nothing, merely covering her mouth to hide a smile. A moment later, the group arrived at a large door. 𝐷𝐶𝐿 asked, "The final boss must be inside." "Right," Zhou Yi replied. "Correct." But as they got closer, he felt a sense of unease. "Forget it. Let's just go in first." Making up his mind, Zhou Yi pushed the door open. As they entered, a massive boss appeared before them and spoke. "You have finally arrived. You fools, monster 2nd generation Goblin King. Level 25. Epic rarity. Skills unknown. Note the new leader of the Goblin tribe after the previous king's demise." Tang Lingxi gasped in shock. "A level 25 epic boss, ha. Knowing I had esteemed guests, I prepared a few gifts for you." With a wicked laugh, the boss raised its weapon, creating a giant fireball and hurling it toward Tang Lingxi. "That's fireball technique. But how is it so strong?" Whispering in a daze, Tang Lingxi was still in shock, frozen to the spot as the inferno approached. "Lingxi, Move, 𝐋𝐸-𝐾𝐍𝐿 roared. Lunging to shove her back. She instantly threw up a shield to intercept the fireball. But the outcome looked grim. The shield lasted less than a second before cracks began to form. It's no use. I can't block it the moment 𝐋𝐸-𝐾𝐍𝐿 spoke. Her barrier shattered. Leaving her exposed and facing the flames head-on. She grit her teeth, cursing inwardly. Damn it. Even with the captain's buff doubling my strength, I can't even stop one of this monster's normal attacks. The boss let out a grotesque laugh. Don't be in such a hurry. This is the end I've long prepared for you. Now, turn to ash as it spoke. Its hands never stopped moving, conjuring more fireballs and hurling them at the party. A single fireball had left them powerless. And now they faced a volley. Despair was inevitable. But this is where the value of a captain truly shines. Everyone, fall back, 𝐿 commanded. He strode forward, using his frost power to create an ice wall far larger and thicker than 𝐋𝐸-𝐾𝐍𝐿's shield. Bracing for the incoming barrage. Captain, watch out, that's no ordinary fireball attack, just as Tang Lingxi shouted her warning. The fireballs slammed into the ice. Their energy was nearly depleted, shrinking them to the size of a ping-pong ball. Absorb, with a soft command. 𝐿 pulled a mini fireball into his palm. He crushed it into nothingness and remarked, "This is indeed a bit tricky. This boss's power far exceeds the one I handled before." Hearing this, Song Halen stepped forward. "Then let me take the first round this time." Her hands quickly formed a seal, summoning a swarm of talismans that surrounded the boss. Heavenly mandate. Guide my spirit. Divine talismans. Heed my call. Explode. As the last word left her lips, the talismans detonated, engulfing the boss in a massive inferno. A second later, the boss simply inhaled the flames. The talismans were crushed in its hand, leaving the creature completely unharmed. How did it have no effect? Halen cried out in disbelief. Tang Lingxi spoke with a serious expression. Sister Lan, let my magic have a try. Then, she unleashed her fire-type magic. Long arrow, creating a volley of flaming arrows that shot toward the boss. Let it taste my blade too, Jiang Qiran yelled, activating her demon ring skill and sending several sword strikes at the boss. Their two attacks intertwined, flying straight towards the boss and causing a huge explosion. A shockwave rippled outwards. And yet, the boss remained completely unscathed. It was now cloaked in a layer of purple energy. Mildly interesting. But this is where it ends. With that, the boss opened its mouth. A small purple orb instantly condensed before it, absorbing the surrounding energy and growing rapidly. Finally, the massive sphere blasted towards the group. Tang Lingxi's voice was filled with despair. The level gap is too great. It seems we can't fight this boss at all. Just as everyone had given up the will to fight, 𝐿 stepped forward once again. Don't be afraid. I'm still here. He then created a golden barrier, blocking the boss's attack. As 𝐿's voice rang out, the boss's ultimate attack was once again neutralized by him. 𝐋𝐸-𝐾𝐍𝐿 spoke up. Brother Yi, let me try a close-range attack. 𝐿 smiled, placing a hand on her shoulder. A level 25 epic boss is indeed a bit too much for you all right now. Leave the rest to me. He then activated the skill True Sight of Light on the boss. This ability reveals an enemy's weaknesses and hidden powers, providing a guide for the next attack. This Phantom King is only one level higher than the last one, but its stats are doubled. If I use my S-rank Bloodline secret art, I can multiply my own power several times over. This blatant targeting feels like a special test intentionally left by Dean Wu. If that's the case, I might as well show everyone. Body of a Seraph. My true power. At his word, 𝐿 immediately transformed into a divine angel, his left hand wielding holy light, and his right hand, the power of frost. Outside the dungeon, Su Meier asked worriedly, Dean, isn't the difficulty setting for this boss a little too high? Wu Mang explained. Although their current strength is quite remarkable, other schools have their own geniuses. In the exchange tournament, the prodigies from Meido and Qingjing University will be their fiercest rivals. Therefore, I need to use one defeat to make them understand the cruelty of competition. Su Meier whispered. A defeat. Then she chuckled. Dean, you truly underestimate 𝐿. Wu Mang smiled back. I hope he can prove me completely wrong. At the same time, inside the dungeon, the boss looked at 𝐿's transformation with interest. Amusing. You've turned into a little glowing bird. Kid, use whatever skills you have. I'll grant you your wish. 𝐿 spoke. Then attacked the boss with his Radiant Pulse skill. The boss replied. You've got quite the mouth on you. Little demon, you should know that you're the challenger here. It then countered with a world-ending meteor fire. The two skills collided, triggering a massive explosion. Waves of energy instantly spread everywhere. Jiang Qiran quickly drove her sword into the ground, using her own mana to protect everyone inside a barrier. Song Halen exclaimed in awe. So this is classmate 𝐿's true power. Only now did she realize that she and 𝐿 were not in the same league at all. Song Halen suddenly turned to Jiang Qiran and asked, Xiao Ren, has classmate 𝐿 ever shown this form before? Jiang Qiran smiled and replied. This is the first time I've seen it too. It seems brother 𝐿 is finally getting serious. After the first exchange, both the boss and 𝐿 were completely unharmed. The boss grinned. Is that all you've got? Little demon, no matter what form you take, You can never defeat me. 𝐿 then used holy light chains, creating bindings that flew towards the boss, tightly restraining its limbs and body. What is this? Just as the boss was surprised by the chains, 𝐿 used Spear of Victory, forming multiple lances that descended from above. Now then, the roles of offense and defense have been reversed. 𝐿 followed up with a radiant flame storm. It formed a vortex of fire that engulfed the boss inside. These were no longer single moves. This time, 𝐿's combo dealt a terrifying amount of damage to the boss. Damn you. The boss roared in agony. Seeing this, 𝐿 smirked. Don't worry. There's more. He rushed forward, plunging one hand into the boss's screaming mouth. Thunder light thrust. A moment later, after 𝐿's skill subsided, the boss reappeared, black blood dripping from its mouth as it weakly spoke. It seems you're still not using your full strength. I couldn't make you go all out. My apologies. 𝐿 laughed. It is a bit of a shame. I wanted to test the hand of God in my six-winged angel form. I'll have to save it for next time. But seeing as you're barely breathing, I'll send you on your way. With that, 𝐿 gathered energy between two fingers and fired it at the boss. At this moment, outside the dungeon, Wu Meng exclaimed in shock. He's a monster. This is a boss that I personally tuned. Even a level 26 professional would have a hard time against it. 𝐿's current strength is simply terrifying. He then turned to Su Mayer and asked, Miss Su, do you have 𝐿's usual combat data from the training grounds? Su Mayer smiled and replied, I do. In fact, he had a test at the training grounds today before coming here. He cleared the challenge for the level 10 combat form in just 6 minutes and 12 seconds. Hearing this, Wu Meng chuckled. No wonder you and old Chu have so much confidence in him. Su Mayer smiled back. But it was a good chance for 𝐿 to prove his strength right in front of you. Back inside the dungeon, as the boss was defeated by 𝐿's final attack and faded away, a notification panel immediately appeared. Congratulations on clearing the Abyss level dungeon. Clear time, 21 minutes and 16 seconds. Rewards are now being distributed. Instantly, a leveling light enveloped Tang Lingxi, her face full of surprise as she wondered aloud. I got 8,000 experience points. Wei Tixin's expression was just as shocked. I also got 8,000 experience. Clearing an Abyss level dungeon once gives more rewards than a whole week of training outside. As for 𝐿, he had already cancelled his transformation, returning to his original form. Beside him, a notification board appeared. Congratulations. You have gained 11,236 experience points. You have gained 10 free attribute points and 10 skill points. 𝐿 thought to himself. If this keeps up, I feel like I can level up again soon. Just then, Jiang Churan ran over, asking with concern. Brother 𝐿, how are you? Are you injured? 𝐿 stood up, dusting himself off. I'm fine. Just used up a lot of stamina. We should go see what rewards the boss dropped. Okay. The group walked over to where the boss was defeated and found a golden chest. As they opened it, the items inside appeared before them. Gold grade weapon, Flame Scepter. Requires level 24. Gold grade weapon, Fire Spirit Shield. Requires level 24. Gold grade weapon, Flame Demon Ring. Requires level 24. Wei Tiatam exclaimed in joy. These rewards are incredible. Aren't they? All gold grade equipment, Senior Yi. Your drop rate is insane. 𝐿 simply smiled. It seems luck was on our side. Do any of you need these 3 items? The other 4 shared their thoughts. First, Wei Tiatam spoke up. The level requirement is too high. I can't use it at all. Tang Lingxi added. The fire attribute boost doesn't suit me, so I can't use them either. Jiang Churan then said. These pieces don't match my or Helan's class. Tong Halan suggested. Classmate 𝐿. You were the key player this time. You should just take them all. 𝐿 didn't refuse and collected the items with a smile. What a shame. I'll take this gear for now. When we get back, I'll auction it at school for academic credits and split it evenly with everyone. Wei Titam quickly protested. No way. Senior Yi, you deserve at least 70% of the share. Without you, we never would have cleared this dungeon so easily. Tong Halan added shyly. That's right. You were the one who defeated the boss. I barely helped at all. 𝐿 just chuckled. An even split is fine. This way, none of us will have to worry about credits for a long time. Jiang Churan also smiled and chimed in. Everyone, just accept it. After all, academic credits are the last thing Senior 𝐿 needs. With that said, the others couldn't refuse any longer, and happily agreed. All right then. After dividing the rewards, 𝐿 reminded them with a grin. Remember, our goal isn't just to win the tournament. We're also fighting to protect our school's honor. Wei Titam declared with resolve. Senior Yi, I won't let you down. I'll double my efforts in our upcoming training. Tong Halan spoke up. Classmate 𝐿, I'll give it my all as well. Captain. Me too. 𝐿 nodded. Satisfied. Good. Everyone's determination is the key to our success. I believe that in the exchange tournament, our team will achieve a glorious victory. Just as 𝐿's group stepped out of the dungeon, they were met with applause from Wu Meng. Congratulations on successfully clearing the Abyss level dungeon I specially crafted for you. Dean Wu. Miss Su. Wu Mang continued with endless praise. Your performance was excellent. Far beyond my expectations. And, of course, especially you. Zhou Yi. You were a huge surprise. Zhou Yi laughed sheepishly, scratching his head. I just did what I was supposed to do. Wu Mang then asked him. Regarding first place in the exchange tournament. What are your thoughts? Zhou Yi clenched his fist with certainty. First place is something we will absolutely take. Excellent. To claim the champion's title. You need that kind of confidence. Su Maini then offered her own idea. Zhou Yi is an all-rounder with both support and attack skills. We can devise 2 different battle plans. Initially, we can place Zhou Yi in a support role to temporarily hide his true strength. Then, at the critical moment, he can unleash his full power and catch our opponents completely off guard. If we do this, our chances of securing first place in the tournament will be much higher. Wu Mang smiled in agreement. A brilliant idea. We'll let those old geezers witness just how formidable Zhou Yi truly is. Even among geniuses, there are clear levels. Su Maini continued. However, their team's coordination is still a bit lacking. They need more practice in that area. Indeed. Tomorrow, we can begin special training to target their weaknesses. All right. That's all for today. Everyone go home and rest. Of course. To keep your training interesting, we've also prepared a few. Penalties. Penalties, Zhou Yi flinched, asking nervously. What kind of penalty, sir? Can you give us a little hint? It wouldn't be fun if I told you. We have other matters to attend to. So we'll be leaving now. With that, Su Maini and Wu Mang turned to leave. Zhou Yi tried to call out, but Su Maini seemed not to hear, disappearing from sight in just a few steps, with no other choice. Zhou Yi turned to his teammates. If that's the case, let's all train hard together and prepare to face the challenges of the exchange tournament. The group responded in unison. Right, time passed. On a day just like any other. In front of the dungeon gate, a random student hid. This nightmare-level goblin dungeon is just too difficult. Another student added. Yeah. I've tried twice already and failed to clear it both times. If nightmare is this tough, I can't even imagine how insane the abyss difficulty must be. Just as he finished speaking, another voice cut in. Lingxi, do you think we can complete this abyss-level challenge? Within 10 minutes this time. The 2 students flinched and turned towards the voice. They saw a group of 5, laughing and walking past them. The one who spoke was a girl with dark hair. This was Zhou Yi's team. Here to challenge the dungeon once again. To Wei-Tiam's question. Tang Lingxi replied with a smile. We've been training together for so long now. Plus, with the captain's buff, 10 minutes shouldn't be a problem. Wei-Tiam nodded. That's true. Besides, Dean Wu gave me some special pointers yesterday. Tang Lingxi grinned. Then I'll be looking forward to seeing it. After Zhou Yi's group entered the dungeon, the first student asked. They're treating an abyss-level dungeon like a speedrun. Who are those guys? The second student replied. They're the team representing our school in this year's National University and College Freshman Exchange Tournament. The first student gasped in shock. Freshman, I thought the highest level on our expedition team was only 19. But their lowest member is level 20, that's unbelievable. That guy from before looked pretty strong too. The second student pointed to the ranking board with a sigh. Not just pretty strong. Look up. See for yourself. He's Zhou Yi, the one holding the #1 clear record. A third student overheard, looked up at the board, and shouted. Zhou Yi, so he's the legend that even the masters on the Earth board couldn't surpass. About 7 minutes later, inside the dungeon, the boss roared. You little brats, can die first. The boss unleashed its world-ending flame skill on the party. Wei-Tiam laughed excitedly. Finally decided to use that move. Have you now? Break for me, she yelled, her hands glowing with red energy as she charged forward, shattering the boss's attack. She thought to herself. With the master's guidance, I now have the strength to counter your attacks. Suddenly, the boss's voice echoed. The weak will always be weak. Don't think a little progress makes you arrogant before me. Wei-Tiam was startled. She turned to see a massive fist just inches from her face. Tiatem. Fall back. At Zhou Yi's command, he leaped in front of Wei-Tiam, slamming his fist directly into the boss's. In the next instant, the monster's entire arm was twisted into ruin, making it howl in agony. My arm. Zhou Yi glanced back at Wei-Tiam with a smile. Tiatem. You did great just by blocking its first attack. Now, let's work together and take this thing down. Tang Lingxi also smiled. Tiatem. Take a rest. Leave the rest to us. The boss roared in pure fury. Damn you, I'll kill every last one of you. But before it could move, it was bound by shimmering golden chains. Immediately, immense lightning coursed through the chains, making it scream again. Zhou Yi held one end of a chain and smirked. Hurts, doesn't it? But don't worry. No matter how loud you scream, we won't show you any mercy. Tong Howlin added. That's right. Her expression was serious as she quickly formed hand seals. Heaven and earth sealing prohibition. A storm of talismans flew out, plastering the boss's body. Next, Tang Lingxi spoke up. Let's see you handle this move, Miss. Su taught me lightning magic thunder's descent from high above. A massive pillar of lightning crashed down onto the boss. Finally. It was Jiang Churan's turn. She dashed forward, shouting. One final strike, followed by a powerful slash that sent the boss's head flying into the air. A system notification appeared. Congratulations on clearing the Abyss-level dungeon. The clear time was 8 minutes and 36 seconds. Below. The system began distributing the rewards. A moment later. Zhou Yi's team exited the dungeon. Wu Mang immediately walked over to praise them. Not bad. You've broken the 9-minute barrier. Your performance this time. Even I can't find a single flaw. Zhou Yi asked in surprise. Dean Wu. What brings you here? Wu Mang's face grew serious as he answered. I'm here with an announcement. The exchange tournament's date is set. For 1 week from today. Tomorrow. I'm taking you all to the venue. 𝐶𝐮 University. Hearing this. Song Halan cheered. This is great, the exchange tournament is finally starting. Jiang Churan clenched her fists. Her voice filled with excitement. All our hard work has been for this very moment. 𝐻𝐒𝐒𝐈 also smiled. All this training. We can finally unleash it in a real match. Tang Lingxi wondered aloud. 𝐶𝐮 University. I wonder what it's like over there. As for Zhou Yi. He cracked his knuckles with an eager grin. I've grown tired of fighting dungeon bosses. It's time to clash with the top geniuses from other schools. The next day. As promised. Wu Mang came to escort Zhou Yi's team to the tournament. Before leaving. He reminded them. For your safety. We'll be using the school's dedicated teleportation point. It will send us directly to the exchange match venue at 𝐶𝐮 University. At the teleportation circle. Principal Wang Hui and the other deans were already waiting. After a brief greeting. The principal addressed the students. As the most outstanding freshman. You carry our school's honor on your shoulders. We've been champions for 4 consecutive terms. We hope you can bring home the 5th championship for us. Yes. Sir, Zhou Yi's team responded in unison. With that, Wang Hui ordered Zhu Huayang to activate the teleportation array. In a flash of light, Zhou Yi, Wu Mang, and Su Meier arrived at 𝐶𝐮 University. This left Zhou Yi stunned. We're at 𝐶𝐮 University already. Aren't the two schools over 2 million kilometers apart? Su Meier smiled. You can thank Dean Zhu's spell for that. Otherwise, it would have taken us days by train. However, only a 3rd advancement mage has the power to cast such a long-range teleportation spell. Just then, a voice called out. Welcome, teachers and students of Suhang University. To 𝐶𝐮. Your presence brings us great honor. Old Cheng. What are you doing here? Wu Mang cheerfully stepped forward to greet Cheng Yongshun. A 3rd advancement mechanist. My old friend has arrived. So of course, I had to welcome you personally. Cheng Yongshun replied warmly. Then his gaze fell upon Zhou Yi's team. The rookies you've brought this time look quite impressive. I've heard your school has some exceptionally strong new talent. In that case, we'll see each other on the battlefield. Of course. After the greetings, Wu Mang turned to his students. The tournament's opening ceremony is on the 10th. The matches will begin right after. You've already reached your limits after a month of training. There will be no more excessive training for the next few days. So you can relax a little. But recently, many outsiders have entered 𝐶𝐮. So there may be spies from other races mixed in. During major events like this, demons from other races often try to assassinate humanity's geniuses. Alright. That's all for today. You can go out for the next few days. But you must be mindful of your safety. With that settled, a robot guided Zhou Yi's group to their arranged private rooms to rest. Welcome. You have entered the 𝐶𝐮 University residential area. If you need anything, I am at your service anytime. The support robot spoke. That's not necessary. But this service at 𝐶𝐮 University is quite novel. Zhou Yi gazed out the window at the city before opening his system panel. He used all his accumulated experience points, smoothly reaching level 23. This granted him 20 free attribute points and 20 skill points. But he was still so far from level 24. After all, many of my skills are still only C rank and B rank. After my 2nd advancement, the skills a holy knight can learn are at least B+ rank. I could even learn an A+ rank skill. Iron Cavalry's Pearl. The Pearl of Light can enhance allies' attributes, while the Pearl of Darkness can unleash devastating attacks on the enemy. As for the 3rd advancement, that's still too far away. Never mind. I should focus on completing the system's achievement missions for now. A week later, the 157th National University and College Freshman Exchange Tournament officially began, and the first match was between Suhang University and Rongyang University. The grand, bustling scene at the stadium made Zhou Yi exclaim. No wonder everyone wants to join this tournament. A sight like this is truly breathtaking. Jiang Churan, standing beside him, added, this is just the opening ceremony. By the finals, the number of spectators will at least double. While Zhou Yi's team was filled with excitement, the atmosphere on the other side was not so cheerful. What terrible luck. Drawing Suhang University right away. Nothing we can do. Our luck is just bad. We're just a stepping stone for them. Sigh. Suhang University was last year's champion. Anyone who faces them has to accept their fate. Hearing his teammates, the brown-haired captain snorted. What are you afraid of? We were in the top 30 last year. We can at least put up some resistance. At the same time, discussions erupted in the stands. That holy knight in the back seems to be level 23. That's right. That level is high enough to suppress everyone else. Luckily, he's just a support role. If he were an attacker, he'd be an even bigger problem. It looks like Rongyang University is doomed. Now we'll just have to see how many trump cards Rongyang can force Su Hang's team to reveal. On the stage, the brown-haired captain had also noticed Zhou Yi's level. Though he was nervous, he spoke defiantly. Su Hang University's team is indeed skilled. But in the arena, levels don't mean everything. Both teams took their positions as the combat field materialized and defensive barriers were raised. The robot announced the countdown. As the 3-second timer ended, the Rongyang students were about to charge. But their captain stopped them. To be safe, let's start with a defensive stance and see what tricks they have. In that instant, he saw the enemy Holy Knight wave his hand, and a brilliant light enveloped the entire Su Hang team. Their stats skyrocketed in a mere moment. The audience was stunned by this display, releasing several buff skills in just a few seconds. Can you believe that the Holy Knight, Zhou Yi, is truly worthy of being Su Hang's team captain? Even Cheng Yongshun was surprised. Old Wu, this Holy Knight captain of yours, Zhou Yi, is quite something. With this boost, your team's overall strength has increased by 50%. Wu Mang smiled proudly. The Holy Knight is a hidden class. Its greatest strength is providing large-scale enhancements on the battlefield. In a small team battle like this, his performance is naturally just as impressive. Cheng Yongshun fell silent, thinking, luckily, my school's team has a few aces up its sleeve. Otherwise, Zhou Yi alone would be a massive headache. Let's see if Rongyang University's response is worth learning from. Unfortunately, in the eyes of the Rongyang team, Zhou Yi's group looked like ruthless demons. One of them was trembling so badly, he dropped his weapon. Captain, what do we do? The captain's face was pale, but he forced himself to say, I think I can block them. After observing the situation, Zhou Yi gave a disdainful smirk and said, it seems our opponents are just average. In that case, let's go with the simplest plan. Everyone, attack directly and crush them in a single blow. Jiang Churan and Song Halan replied in unison. Understood. Upon receiving the order, an excited Tang Lingxi summoned a fireball. Captain, let me start this one off. Immediately, Tang Lingxi unleashed countless fire arrows toward the Rongyang team, the fire-type magic. Long arrow. The sudden assault forced the Rongyang members to grit their teeth and erect a defensive shield. Light shield protection. The Rongyang captain grunted. We blocked it. Looks like they're not all that tough. Suddenly, a teammate behind him paled and yelled. Captain, there's more. Before them, Wang Tixin was charging forward with sharp eyes, unleashing her void-shattering fist. Her powerful punch shattered their defensive shield instantly. But it didn't end there. Jiang Churan descended from above, unleashing countless slashes with her demon's edge. Following that was a surge of lightning energy. The relentless assault created a massive explosion. Their barrage of attacks completely overwhelmed the Rongyang University team. Seeing their defenseless state, the system announced, this battle is over. The winner is Su Hang University. An announcer's voice echoed from above. Thank you to both teams for that spectacular battle. Please wait a moment. The next group match is about to begin. As soon as the match ended, Jiang Churan sighed. My opponent is a warrior. But my match number is 27. I'll have to wait forever. Tong Halan healed beside her. I have it even worse. Number 45. When will I ever get to fight? Hearing this, Zhou Yi chimed in. My match is number 6. Against a swordsman. Looks like my luck isn't too bad. I'll be up in the second round. Jiang Churan and Tong Halan could only look on with envy. In the stands, the crowd began to whisper. Zhou Yi still hasn't made his move yet. For one, want to see his true strength. Can a support class Holy Knight really fight in a solo match? I bet Chu Yi is hiding his power. He's the team captain after all. Just then, it was time for Chu Yi's match. The crowd instantly roared with excitement, chanting for Chu Yi. Go. Brother Liu, as the two stepped onto the stage. The system announced. The 9th match of the solo tournament, Chu Yi of Su Hang University versus Liu Qiang of Chuanan University. Contestants, prepare yourselves. The match is about to begin. Chu Yi's opponent was Liu Qiang, a level 18 swordsman from Chuanan University. Liu Qiang smirked contemptuously, thinking, he's just a support class. Looks like my luck is pretty good. Landing such an easy win right off the bat. Behind him, his teammates began to chatter. Liu's opponent is the captain of Su Hang University. Yeah. This is going to be a fierce battle. Ha ha. A Holy Knight is just support. Brother Liu will definitely one-shot him. Without further delay, the system's countdown began. 3, 2, 1. Begin. The moment the countdown ended, Liu Qiang raised his sword and lunged forward. He sneered. If you surrender now, I'll let you lose with some dignity. In response, Chu Yi just smiled calmly. Haha. Me. Surrender. Let's see if you can even take one of my punches before you make such a boast. Liu Qiang swung his sword down, roaring. You arrogant brat, fiery bull charge, but Chu Yi effortlessly dodged the flurry of strikes. His speed shocked Liu Qiang, who exclaimed, "So fast," he sneered. "Still. This is where it ends for you." But just then, Liu Qiang's feet were frozen in place, stunning him. Umph. When he looked up, Chu Yi was already rushing in with a raised fist. Liu Qiang cursed under his breath. Damn it. Resorting to these cheap tricks. But Liu Qiang used a fire skill to break free from the ice trapping his feet. Enraged, he lunged forward with a slash, yelling, "Pathetic skills." To his shock, Chu Yi blocked the blade with his bare hand. The defense left Liu Qiang utterly stunned. He blocked it, then Chu Yi landed a powerful punch straight into Liu Qiang's stomach. He screamed in disbelief. Impossible. The attack sent Liu Qiang flying dozens of meters. The crowd below was in an uproar. Huh. What just happened? The captain was sent flying, just like that. I didn't even see Chu Yi's attack. The instructor sighed. He's the captain of Suhong University. Liu Qiang clearly underestimated his opponent, even though he's a support class. His combat ability is nothing to scoff at. As the smoke cleared, Liu Qiang was revealed, his face covered in blood. His body was completely motionless. The system quickly assessed the situation and announced, Liu Qiang is unable to continue. The winner is Chu Yi. Chu Yi lowered his fist and said scornfully, "Too weak. He couldn't even block a single one of my C-rank skills." The crowd in the stands erupted. Humph. What a terrifying punch. He took out his opponent in just a few moves. Unbelievable. Ha ha ha. And that probably wasn't even Chu Yi's full strength. Elsewhere, Instructor Chu Yu from Qingjing University gasped in surprise. It's only been a few months since I scouted Li Jiang. Chu Yi's strength has grown so quickly. Dean Zhang smiled beside her. Ms. Chu. Does this mean Chu Yi almost became one of our students? Chu Yu said regretfully. Yes. If I had known, I would have fought tooth and nail to recruit a champion like him. Sigh. If we had Chu Yi now, we'd be unstoppable. Wouldn't we, Xiaolan? A level 19 archer watched Chu Yi with interest. So Chu Yi is the special boy Xiao Ran mentioned. His skills really aren't bad. He's proficient in support, close combat, and magic. In contrast, Chu Xiaobai, a level 18 priestess, thought with a worried expression. The speed of Chu Yi's ice skill felt wrong. Not even the ice mages in our clan can cast that quickly. Suddenly, her bracelet began to glow. Chu Xiaobai was shocked. Wait. This is the resonance from my family's heirloom. Could he be an awakener of the frost bloodline? Noticing Chu Xiaobai's silence, Xiaolan turned and asked, Xiaobai, what's wrong? Startled, Chu Xiaobai clutched her bracelet and replied, I'm fine. She then quickly made an excuse to leave. Lan. Something urgent came up. I have to head back first. Her strange behavior left Xiaolan completely bewildered. Chu Xiaobai rushed to a secluded spot and called Chu Heng. The phone barely rang before Chu Heng picked up. He answered, Xiaobai, isn't today your competition? Why do you have time to call me? And on a secure company line, the moment she heard his voice, Chu Xiaobai said urgently, Dad, I found an awakener of the frost bloodline. And his surname is also Chu. The purity of Chu Yi's bloodline is over 70%. Hearing this, Chu Heng froze. He asked in shock, Are you certain? A frost bloodline with such high purity? Chu Xiaobai replied, I'm 80% sure. To know for certain, I'll need to get closer to him. Chu Heng calmed himself, pushed up his glasses, and said, All right. Find an opportunity for me to meet Chu Yi. I'll start running checks on my end to see if this Chu Yi is truly from our Chu family. After hanging up, Chu Heng stood and looked out the window. A surge of hope in his heart. Chu Yi, a frost bloodline. If this is real, our Tianlan Chu family might just be saved. Back at the arena, the crowd on the right roared. Chu Yi, Chu Yi. The left side was just as loud, shouting, Li Xin, Li Xin. A student next to Li Xin laughed. Brother Xin, don't show any mercy later. Li Xin flashed a vicious smile. Don't worry. My only fear is that Chu Yi won't be strong enough to make me use my full power. Wei He at his side suddenly warned. Shao Xin, be careful. Chu Yi is very strong. Even I can sense an extremely dangerous aura from him. Li Xin's expression immediately turned serious as he replied, Brother Wei, I understand. Immediately after, Li Xin activated his skill. The student next to him exclaimed in admiration. As expected of Brother Xin, that aura is incredible. With his level 18 Gale armor, I doubt Chu Yi will even be able to touch a hair on Brother Xin's head. Jiang Feng chimed in. That's right. Let's hope Chu Yi doesn't get beaten so badly, he cries. As the match drew near, the stadium exploded with excitement and cheers. Chu Yi is the strongest. Go Chu Yi, go Li Xin. Just then, Chu Heng arrived. He said, Tired. Glad I made it in time. Chu Donger looked around excitedly. This arena is just as grand as our clan's grounds. Suddenly, Chu Xiaobai appeared behind them. Chu Donger noticed her first. Turning with a bright smile to call out to her sister, she ran over and gave 𝐶𝐨 a big hug. Returning the hug, 𝐶𝐨 asked, Dad. Donger. What are you two doing here? Chu Heng calmly replied. Isn't it obvious? We're investigating Chu Yi's identity. He could very well be from the main branch that was scattered during the Dark Ages. When the clan leader heard of a clansman awakening the Frost bloodline, he ordered me to come verify it myself. It's also a good chance for your sister to witness the skill of Su Hong's top freshman. Suddenly, Chu Donger pouted unhappily. Humph. What's so special about a support class holy knight? 𝐶𝐨 quickly corrected her with a serious tone. Donger. That's the wrong way to think. So what if he's a holy knight if Chu Yi's bloodline purity really exceeds 70%? He's fully qualified to change to our clan's hidden class. Hearing this, Chu Donger asked eagerly. Sis. The highest bloodline concentration in our main branch's younger generation is only 40%. Right? Is Chu Yi's 70% purity really that high? Suddenly, Chu Heng's stern voice cut in. Donger. I told you before we came to show Chu Yi some respect. In terms of seniority, he would be your older brother. Chu Donger retorted irritably. Even if he is one of us, he'll have to prove he's strong enough to be my brother. 𝐶𝐨 quickly mediated. All right. Now that Dad is here, we can test Chu Yi's bloodline concentration and find out. We should just focus on watching his match for now. Finally, Chu Donger reluctantly agreed. Fine. Just then, the system's voice rang out. The first match of the third round in the singles tournament is about to begin. Let's welcome our two contestants, Li Xin from Mado University and Chu Yi from Su Hong University. Li Xin appeared, clad in a full suit of armor. He announced confidently. I was planning to go easy and wear light gear to finish you off quickly. The captain said you're strong, so I'll have to get serious. Zhou Yi calmly replied. Oh, then do your best. He observed Li Xin for a moment. Thinking? He can sense my true power. It seems Mado University's captain is no fool. He then stared at Li Xin and realized he's only level 18. A full 5 levels below me. A single punishment of light would probably knock him out. Li Xin. Mado University. Level 18, martial artist. Is ready for battle. But when faced with Zhou Yi's gaze, he flinched. Dealing with Li Xin gave Zhou Yi a headache. Tomorrow's team match is against Qingjing University. I must hold back. I can't reveal too much of my strength. So close combat is my only option. This feeling of being restricted was truly annoying. Seeing they were ready, the system announced that both fighters should prepare. The match officially began. 3, 2, 1. Start instantly. Zhou Yi used Blessed Protection, creating a massive flash of light. The glare hit Li Xin, forcing him to shield his eyes. Zhou Yi's display only earned Li Xin's scorn. Quite the entrance. But it's all for show. Immediately, Li Xin charged straight for Zhou Yi. He arrogantly threw a low kick. But Zhou Yi easily blocked it. He thought. Is that all? Zhou Yi quickly countered with a radiant elbow strike. The blow forced Li Xin to raise his armor to defend. He thought in agony. So painful. Why does my gear feel completely useless? But the block didn't last long before Zhou Yi sent Li Xin flying. His body slammed hard into the barrier wall. The entire audience was stunned. A martial artist was being utterly crushed by a support class. You have to see it to believe it. What is even happening? Zhou Yi actually wounded Li Xin. Li Xin's awakened talent was A-rank iron bones. So his defense should have far surpassed Zhou Yi's. After being beaten, Li Xin stood up and asked, Are you sure you're not from a martial arts family? How else could your fighting skills be so much stronger than mine? Zhou Yi waved his hand. No. My physique is just a tiny bit stronger. Then he unleashed a flurry of holy fist combos. Li Xin could only grit his teeth and defend. He cursed inwardly. Damn it, his offense is so powerful. I can't even escape. Zhou Yi's relentless assault pushed Li Xin further and further back. Suddenly, Zhou Yi spoke coldly. It's time to end this. Seeing the incoming punch, Li Xin panicked. There's no way I can block this punch. In a flash, he screamed out in fear. Stop. Zhou Yi, I surrender. Hearing this, Zhou Yi quickly redirected his punch. The sheer force of the attack still sent Li Xin flying. He crashed to the arena floor in pain. Seeing that both Li Xin's armor and body were broken, the system announced. The winner of this match is Zhou Yi. Congratulations to Zhou Yi for advancing to the 4th round of the singles tournament. Zhou Yi scratched his neck, thinking. Holding back is truly difficult. I got a little carried away as soon as I started. The entire stadium was aghast at his power. Everyone was in disbelief. This is unbelievable. I never knew a Holy Knight support class could fight like that. A Holy Knight defeated a martial artist with his bare hands. How is that even fair? Zhou Yi's close quarters combat ability was simply that terrifying. Zhou Yi slowly walked over to Li Xin's body and chivalrously offered his aid. Holy Light technique. As 2 medics arrived, Zhou Yi apologized. Sorry. He surrendered too late. I really couldn't pull back my strength in time. Walking past a medic, Zhou Yi said. However, I used a small healing spell to stabilize his injuries. The rest is up to you. The medic replied. Stunned. Right. But upon seeing Li Xin's body, she couldn't help but be shocked. Li Xin's trembling form made the medic exclaim. His injuries are severe. Li Xin groaned in agony. Ah. It hurts so much. The two medics immediately began first aid. After a closer look, one medic said, "This wound won't heal in 2 or 3 days. I can't believe a holy night. Zhou Yi could create such a massive explosion." When the match ended, Zhou Xiaobai said, "See, I told you. Zhou Yi's strength is immense. Far beyond our clan's geniuses of his age." After watching the fight, Zhou Heng replied grimly. He sent a heavily armored opponent flying with a single punch. That is monstrous power. The ice bloodline in our clan. It seems to grant a unique power after a class change. Zhou Yi's overwhelming strength left Zhou Dong'er completely unconvinced. She huffed with embarrassment and said, "I admit he's very strong." "All right. Are you happy now?" Her cute reaction made Zhou Heng chuckle. "Ha ha ha. It seems Zhou Yi's strength has finally won over Dong'er." He turned to Zhou Xiaobai and said, "Xiaobai. Then please arrange a meeting between Zhou Yi and me." Zhou Xiaobai nodded with an At that moment, the system announced the fight between Jiang Qiran from Suheng University and Jiang Feng. Mado University's match had reached a fever pitch. And the final winner was about to emerge. Let's watch with anticipation. Outside the arena, Zhou Yi thought, Jiang Feng is even weaker than Li Xin. Xiaoran should win this easily. Just as expected. Inside the ring, Jiang Feng was at a disadvantage. She thought resentfully. Suheng University's contestants are so strong this year. I feel like I'm at my limit. I don't know how many more hits I can take. In contrast, Jiang Qiran pressed forward, attacking relentlessly. She thought, let's end this fight quickly. The oncoming attack terrified Jiang Feng. Her eyes widened in fear. Jiang Qiran unleashed countless slashes that pierced through Jiang Feng. Shadow slash finally. Jiang Feng could take no more and collapsed. The system announced, Jiang Feng of Mado University is unable to continue fighting. Congratulations to Jiang Qiran for advancing to the 4th round of the singles tournament. The crowd was once again amazed by Suheng University's power. They said in awe. Jiang Feng of Mado University didn't even stand a chance. I didn't realize that besides Zhou Yi, Suheng University's Jiang Qiran was also this powerful. I wonder what their team match against Qingjing University will look like tomorrow. Below the stage, Zhou Yi approached and praised her. Xiaoran. You fought well. That final move was especially cool. Jiang Qiran replied humbly. I was just lucky. My opponent was rather weak. Jiang Qiran then teased. If I had to face you, brother Zhou Yi, I could only surrender. Zhou Yi shyly scratched his head and replied. You're joking. How could I ever bring myself to fight you suddenly? Someone ran up, calling. Student Zhou Yi. Please wait a moment. Zhou Yi turned around, confused, and asked. Are you looking for me again? Zhou Xiaobai, catching her breath, introduced herself. I am Zhou Xiaobai of the Tianlan Zhou clan. I'm here because you've awakened the ice bloodline. Possessing such a pure ice bloodline means you must be one of our Zhou clan. Zhou Yi asked. Puzzled. Ice bloodline Tianlan. Zhou clan. Beside him, Jiang Qiran quietly explained. Brother Zhou Yi. I know the Zhou clan. They and my Jiang clan are both considered ancient families. They've stood strong in Tianlan province for hundreds of years. So their history is deep. And their power is not to be underestimated. Jiang Qiran continued. But I heard that in recent years, fewer and fewer Zhou clan members have awakened the ice bloodline. Given that, the Zhou clan must be desperate for someone who has awakened the bloodline. Brother Zhou Yi. You could probably obtain a vast amount of cultivation resources. Jiang Qiran's candid words made Zhou Xiaobai blush. That is certainly possible. But Zhou Yi calmly refused. No need. I don't need any of that. But you claim I'm from your clan. Do you have any proof? Hearing his question, Zhou Xiaobai took out an identification stone and said, As it happens, my father is also here. He brought the bloodline identification stone. If you are one of our Zhou clan, the stone will resonate with you. Zhou Yi held out his hand to touch the stone. All right. Let me give it a try. The moment he touched it, the identification stone erupted with immense power. Zhou Xiaobai screamed in shock. Zhou Yi. The purity of your ice bloodline. It's over 90%, but Zhou Yi just smiled calmly and said, I do feel a sense of kinship with you through our bloodline. I never thought joining a friendly tournament would lead me to the origin of my ice bloodline. After the bloodline test, Zhou Xiaobai asked. Student Zhou Yi. No. Brother Zhou Yi. My father would like to meet with you. Is that all right? Zhou Yi readily agreed. Of course. He then turned to Jiang Qiran and said, Xiaoran. You head back first. I need to go with her for a little while.